Today I'm going to be making a character based off of a fruit. I know this has probably been done a bunch of times before, but you guys, mine is going to be completely different. The fruit that I picked is a blueberry. I love blueberries and I feel like they have a lot more of a personality in my mind than other fruits. For a lot of these videos where they make characters based on things, they tend to only make female characters, and in my mind a blueberry is a boy. I don't know why, literally leave me alone, okay? Oh, it's because it has blue in it. No, freaking homophobes, it's just the vibe. Anyway, the vibe that I get from blueberries is a big, burly man who likes the outdoors. Kind of like granola people. Editor, put pictures of granola people. I start the character design process by sketching a few faces. I'm working on making my anatomy better, but for now, it's easier for me to just draw the faces of new characters. This way I can quickly get their vibe and figure out how I want them to look. At first, I was thinking of a smaller frame for the blueberry boy, but it just didn't feel right. So I was looking at some of my favorite character drawings, and I was going for more of a David from Hilda vibe. He kind of gives blueberry, but I try not to always go with the first idea. I looked at more granola or hiking male references, and I noticed that a lot of them had a Julian Solomita look. Personally, I'm a big fan of Julian, but he doesn't really give blueberry to me. I decided to take his frame and make it more chunky to look more round like a blueberry. There was one specific reference that I kept coming back to as a blueberry boy. Editor, throw that picture up here. Apparently this guy is named Martin. I don't know where this is from, so if you know, please let me know. I liked his look, but I didn't want the design to be too on the nose with the roundness. It felt too easy and basic to do that. So instead, I wanted a more fit look to go with his outdoorsy appearance. I'm kind of going through a style crisis at the moment. I feel like none of my character drawings look right. In fact, I really don't like a lot of them. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know I recently changed up my drawing style quite a bit. I went from drawing a lot of cartoony characters to more of a comic book look. I'm trying to find a style that I feel proud of and that will translate well into different types of animation. I like the cartoony look, but I always feel like I'm just copying the most common way of drawing from children's animation. I've been reading more comic books lately and trying to study different character drawing styles to see what I like from each style. Right now, it is pretty hard to find a unique style of drawing characters because there are so many different styles that are very popular. I also know for animation you have to be able to adapt to different styles depending on the project, so I need to be able to draw pretty much anything. This is kind of a daunting task, but I feel like I'm starting to get more comfortable with character design. Doing these videos really helps me practice, and I have a few more ideas for characters based on other objects or animals, so please let me know if you would enjoy more of that content. Once I got the main look that I wanted, I drew him in a few more styles that I enjoy to see which one felt right. This also just helps me see how I might draw characters in different ways, helping me learn to adapt quickly. I really like the top right sketch, but I don't always like the dot eyes, so I chose not to go with it this time. Then I drew a pose that I might want to do with this character. I know that my anatomy practice has been working because this was so much easier than before. I drew this fairly quickly, so I'm hoping I'm learning more about human anatomy. I moved to my iPad once I understood the character more. While designing this character, I wrote down some personality traits that I think fit with the blueberry so that I could keep that in mind while working on the design. Some of the personality traits that I wrote down were shy, silly, gentle, kind, optimistic, and likes plants and coffee. Since I am still working on anatomy, I picked some images that had a similar body type to my character and loosely worked off of those. I'm hoping to not need to rely so much on references in the future. I know I'm talking a lot about this anatomy practice and then I'm not really putting it to use, but I want to make sure that these drawings are good enough for a YouTube video. I would hate to watch an entire character design video just to be disappointed with the final design. So please know I'm working on it, and if you stick with me, I may not need references as much in the near future. I should have a sketchbook tour coming up soon so you can see more of my anatomy progress then. I decided to draw a few different poses of this character to show more of his personality. I chose a color palette that said blueberry without only being blue. I didn't want this to be a blueberry as a person. That seemed too basic, so I wanted to make a character that felt real but gave the vibe of a blueberry. If you don't think he gives blueberry, literally leave me alone. We all see things differently, and I would love to see your versions of this challenge if you choose to redo the design. As an art community, we need to be more accepting of other people's visions. It is perfectly fine that I see a character differently than you. I just hope this video inspires another artist to grab their sketchbook or tablet and draw. I'm not used to drawing digitally. I have designed posters and graphics digitally, but characters feel way different. I don't normally color in my sketches, so I have a hard time deciding how I want to use color to portray a character. When I paint, I use a lot of color, but they tend to lose that realistic aspect. So I started with the base colors in their highlights and shadows so I could see if the colors felt right. Then I decided to subtly change the hue of each color that I used and add that to specific parts of the drawing. At first, I really didn't like it. It felt weird because I had never done it before. I actually redid this whole drawing after finishing a different version because I felt I wasn't experimenting enough. I let myself truly experiment, and I put it all on a different layer, so if I didn't like it, all I had to do was turn off the layer. I thought about where each color would fit and acted like I was painting. When I paint, it feels like the process comes very naturally, and I just do what I feel. I don't really think about it. I want that to be the same with character drawing. I drew some blueberries to finish the drawing off. I thought it could be fun to have you guys help me choose a name for this character. I'm thinking of an outdoorsy name that is more of a soft name. Some of the names that I like are Emmett, Bennett, and Graham. I feel like these are gentle yet strong outdoorsy names, but they don't really give off blueberry. The vibe of this character is kind of lemon blueberry, so if you have any ideas, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I really enjoyed this design process, and I hope you did as well. I hope you feel more inspired to create some art today, and I hope to see you all again soon.